Good morning. I went to the shop. I went to the African shop. I bought okra and I bought some stockfish head. I want to make okra soup. But anyway, guys, I want to discuss about my COVID vaccination. I had my COVID vaccination. Hold on. I was looking for the paper. I had my COVID vaccination. I had the first dose on the 13th of January. Okay. Why I didn't want to come out immediately I have my vaccination to say, oh, I have my COVID vaccination and all that, because I didn't want to give false information. I just want to have it in my system for a month or two before I can talk about my COVID vaccination. It's just my own personal decision, because I didn't want to just come out and say, oh, I got my COVID vaccination, yay. I want to have it and stay with it for a good bit and see how it is and see how it goes before I can come out and say, oh, I have my COVID vaccination. Now, we all have our reason why we want to have our COVID vaccination, and we all have our reason why we don't want to have our COVID vaccination. All our reasons are good to us. They are personal to us. They are important to us. No reason is a bad reason, okay? And I just don't want to come out and criticize the vaccination immediately I got it, or I just don't want to come out and talk about it, because I know it's a sensitive topic. Most people are saying, oh, don't have it, and majority of people are saying, oh, don't have it. This group are saying have it, and this group are saying don't have it. According to me, why I have it is a personal decision. My brother was among the people that got COVID. I didn't come out here to talk about it because it's not everything you talk about, yeah. And he is our elderly, the first son in our family, the first child. He's about 40 now, 40 something. He's getting a bit older. So he got it. He lives in Dubai. He works in Dubai. And before he got it, I used to listen to what people are saying on social media, and some people will be saying, oh, this pandemic is the first pandemic, there is no COVID, the government are making all this thing up to hold us down, the government are making all this thing up to shut us up, blah blah blah, it's a first pandemic. But people that are saying all these things are people who has not yet experienced COVID, are people who their family member has not yet gotten COVID, are people who their relation has not yet died of COVID. So beginning of pandemic, I used to think like that as well. I used to listen to what people are saying on social media. I'm like, are you sure this thing is real? Are they just faking it? But when my brother got COVID and was in the hospital for 2 weeks, I knew that this is not a joke. When he sent me his picture when he was in the hospital, and he took his picture and he sent me, I cried. Every morning I wake up, I cry. Every morning I wake up, I cry, I pray. Every morning I wake up, I cry, I pray. Because the picture that I saw, in that picture, he looked archy. Like when somebody die and you go see the person in the mortuary. I have seen a dead person. One of my brother died. The way they look white is like there's no blood in their system. That is exactly how my brother looks. He sent me the picture, and I look at the picture. I started weeping. I started crying badly. Like my man was like, stop, he's okay, he's gonna be fine. Every morning I cry, every night I cry, because he looks like he's gonna die. He looks like he has no blood in his system. And thank God he battled with COVID and he recovered. Okay? So when vaccination came out, I said it within me. I said, I am going to take the vaccination, because I have somebody beside me has experienced COVID, and he know that COVID is not joke. I know that COVID is not joke. It's not something you be like, oh, COVID, oh no, it is not. There's nothing wrong with him. He's not sick, but the way the COVID hit him, yeah, because they say it's only people that have underlying issue that will die from COVID, that will have it badly. It depends on how your system reacts to COVID. It depends on how as long as your system is not a young system, you're not a kid, you're not a child. It depends on how your system reacts to COVID. So after having sleepless nights and worrying about my brother and worrying whether he's going to survive and worried about if he's going to be okay, and after going through that, I don't want my kids to go through that for me. I don't want my children to have to cry for me, to have to worry for me, to have to feel the pain, to have to, we hide it from my mom. We didn't tell my mom. If we told my mom, she would have died in Nigeria. She would have collapsed. We were like, keep this away. Don't tell her yet. Let's just hope that he recovered. We did not say it to our parents. We're like, shush. So after experiencing all that, and I already make up my mind that when the vaccination come out, I am going to take the vaccination. And also because I go to work, because of the kind of work I do at the moment, I needed to take vaccination. I needed to, take vaccination because I'm always around people at work, so I needed to take the vaccination. Whenever I go to work and I'm coming home, I'm worrying. Like sometimes I come home, I have to take out all my clothes at the corridor. I tell my kids to go inside the sitting room and stay. I take out all my clothes at the corridor. I have a spray, sanitizing alcohol sanitizer. I spray it all over my clothes. I spray it all over the shoe. I spray it all over everything at the corridor. I clean, I mop. So we're all living in fear. We're all living in worry. COVID is real. COVID is not a joke. So that was my reason why I made up my mind to take the vaccination. The first vaccination they gave in Ireland was around November. They gave it to an elderly lady. She volunteered herself to get the first vaccination in Ireland. And after a month she had it, she came out. She said she was fine. Everything was fine. I decided to take the vaccination myself, and I took it the week I was taking it. My elderly brother, the one that got the COVID, took it as well in Dubai. He said, I'm getting it. I do not want to go through this thing again. He took it. Me and him took it the same time, and I'm fine. The first dose I took, I came home, I was fine. There was nothing wrong with me because you have to take it, and after 2 weeks you took your second dose. So my first dose, I was fine. I did not feel a thing. I went to work the next day, and every other person that took their first dose is complaining that they're sick, that they have, they're feeling feverish, they have this headache, they have, because they will tell you your system will react. They will tell you, they will tell you the symptoms that might come from it, the symptom that you might get. But I did not get any symptoms at the first one. I was like, yes. And then come the second one. I took the second one, guys. I did not get up for 3 days. I didn't get up for 3 days. Like I was feeling feverish. My hand, because the hand that they gave me, I couldn't raise my hand. I was just lying down. I was like complaining, the headache. My head was spinning. I was feeling drowsy. I was like, oh my God. But after a couple of days, the symptoms left me alone. But I had it bad my second time. The first time I did not feel a thing that I had it. And yeah, guys, I am not making this video to tell you to go get vaccination. It is entirely up to you. It is your decision. If you're the people who doesn't want to get the vaccination, it's entirely up to you. If you're somebody who decides to get the vaccination, it's still entirely up to you. Nobody is going to make you to go get the vaccination if you don't want to get vaccination. You have to sign your signature in order to get that vaccination. And in Europe, the news in Europe as for this week, they said, some people that got I don't remember the name of the one that they're talking about. There's few people was experiencing blood clot. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. Small percentage of people that got the vaccination. I can't remember the name of the one they called, because the vaccination now, there's so many names of vaccination available. that has the clotter. Blood is a blood clotter, if I'm not pronouncing it right, sorry. But they said few people are experiencing it. Ending of last week, they were saying they postponed the vaccination, but this week they're saying, okay, it's, they have checked it, everything is clear. It just is, a small amount of people that got it that experienced that. Just few percentage of people that saying they experience blood clot or blood clotter. Nothing has happened to me yet, and I'm thanking God on it, and I'm praying that God, everything we do in life is all about putting God first and praying on it and asking God to protect you. If you decide not to get it, if you want to get it, is entirely up to you. I got it out of my decision. I have sat down and I think about it, and I gave it a good thought, and I checked front and back, and I made up my mind that it was the right decision for me. As I was deciding it, I wasn't even asking my man to go get the first. I'm just deciding for me. I can't make decision for any other person around me, but for me, it was the best decision for me to go get the vaccination. I do not want to get sick. I do not want to be in the hospital. I do not want to put my kids in fear. I do not want to, I don't know, but the amount of fear that I had in me when my brother had it, I just don't want anybody around me to feel that for me. And that was my decision. This is my card, because when you have your thing, they will give you your card. Yeah, that's my name, Justina Ezani. I don't know if you can see, that's my name there, and that is the first date of my first dose, and that is the second date of my second dose. Yeah, okay, and the time that I got it and all that. Okay, that is my card of my COVID. It is all I want to say about it. Is your decision. Like, I'm not saying everybody should go and get it. I'm not saying you must go and have it. But one thing you have to bear in mind is that, because I was talking to, our family friend of us, we were having a conversation at the time when all this thing was going on, and people were saying, oh, this medication is a fake medication. Oh, they made it out so quick. And as a doctor, he was explaining that why it was available within a year. He said what makes vaccination to take time is that when people come up with the idea of, okay, producing these drugs or producing this drug, you have to understand is everything is about business and money. Okay, but when people come out with the idea of producing this drug, by the time they find money or find a company or find somebody to sponsor that idea for them to go off and produce it, it takes years, it takes forever for people to buy into the idea, or for government or whatever to bring out their money, because it's all about profit and making money. But when COVID came out, COVID wasn't about profit and making money. COVID was about global pandemic. It was about do or die. It's either we come together and figure this thing out, or we will all perish in this together. So they have no option of, okay, are we making money? Is it profitable? Is it this? Is it that? It was about, okay, we need to put all our money in this and make sure we make a vaccination and produce a vaccination, do a vaccination that will care for everybody, that so we all can get on with our life. So it wasn't about is that money to fund this vaccination. There was money was pouring in left and right to fund the vaccination. And he was saying people that was in this, making this vaccination, was sleeping in it day in and day out, testing it and making sure that it came out right. Okay, so at the same time, is all your opinion, is all your decision. Whatever you decide is entirely up to you. Anyway, guys, thank you so much. This is where this video is going to end. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you all on my next one. Bye.